Hello guys, today I'm gonna fit this Bandit 1200 wheels on my sv650. Okay, so to be honest, that was relatively easy to do. All you have to do is modify the spacer you got in the sprocket carrier. You have to change the two bearing of the wheel. You have to modify a little bit the spacer between the two bearing. You have to cut a little bit the wheel spacer and sand a little bit the bracket holding the caliper. Also, you're gonna have to modify a little bit the traction arm, and that's it. Okay, so this is the spacer between the two bearing. To fit the 17 millimeter axle of the SV, I have to spot 4 spots, and this way the axle fit a little bit better. I still have a little bit of gap, like the stock, like the real size of the axle spacer. So this way I can reuse the spacer of the Bandit, and my axle, my spacer gonna fit at the center of the bearing. That was pretty important. If the bearing is not centered, it's gonna just try to bend a little bit, and you don't want this. So that's take me a lot of time to figure out how you're gonna be this, but I think it's gonna work well. And you can see it's really really almost a perfect fit with the bolt. So that can represent the inner side of the bearing. So I'm gonna do some measurement. This is the Bandit, the SV wheel, and this is the Bandit wheel. And I put it directly on the sprocket because this side I cannot really play with this the spacer, because you have to keep perfectly aligned your chain, and the bolt holding the sprocket are already at like 1/8 of the swing arm. So I cannot put the wheel closer for the swing arm on this side. I'm just gonna have I'm gonna be able to play on the brake side. So first thing, the place of the rear disc compared to the sprocket, it's a little bit less on the SV. On the SV, it's 7 inches and 3/4, and on the Bandit it's 8 inches. So we have 1/4 of inches to gain to have the disc at the right position, because once again, if the disc is not aligned with the caliper, the caliper gonna rash on one side of your disc. So the way I find to fix that, this is the bracket holding the caliper. So the bracket is here. So I'm gonna sand a little bit of material on this side. In fact, I'm gonna remove exactly the part here, a little bit more. This part, it's always that was 3/16, so I'm just at 1/8 of the perfect goal. So maybe you're gonna send a little bit more, but you have a little of play with the piston and the pad of the caliper, so maybe this one ain't gonna fit with just sending this part. So we'll see if that's gonna fit. Okay, so on this one, to be honest, I've been lucky. Gonna need this part, but and in fact this part, but with the 17 millimeter diameter, inside diameter of the axle of the SV. So I look at this and I'm just like, geez, how am I gonna do this? But I realize the one on the SV fit on the one of the Bandit. The only thing, it's this one, it's a little bit longer. As you can see, but all the rest is the same, so I'm just gonna sand this to have the same dimension of the carrier of the Bandit, and that's it. The inside part, the outside diameter, it's exactly the same, but the inside diameter, as you can see, it's smaller. So really lucky on this one, because how to fab this part, jeez, that's not gonna be easy. So I'm gonna send this one. Okay, so I cut the SV spacer to have exactly the same height and the same lips height. So I just have to do the same stuff for this one. Okay, so for the bearing, what you need, basically you need exactly the same bearing except for the inside diameter. On the Bandit it's a 20 millimeter, the axle was a 20 millimeter, and on the SV it's 17 millimeter. So the same thickness, the same outer diameter, but a 17 millimeter inside diameter. I find this bearing, that was NSK, a real OEM made in Japan, and these bearings are sealed, and that was packed in a plastic package, so you see it's a real stuff, not a Japanese copy. And I find it for $6. So to be honest, it's cost me $12 for the two bearing, and that's it, no other cost. So this is the number. If you want to just put the number, I pick up the bearing on Amazon, so pretty cheap, $12. I really think that's worth the price. So this is what you need for the bearing, and it's the only part you have to buy. A little interesting stuff, the wheel on the SV and the wheel on the Bandit 1200 is exactly the same design. The wheel is just wider, and the hub it's wider too, but they have the same hole, and the pad, the design of the wheel is the same. It's as high-tech 3, and on the Bandit it's, I don't know if you're gonna see, but it's as high-tech 1. So it's the same wheel, same design, the hole, and basically if you paint the wheel, that's gonna look like stock. With the GSXR wheel swap, sorry, the wheel are gonna be different. I think it's a NK on the GSXR, that looks a little bit weird, two different wheels. So the Bandit, it's really nice for the looking. Okay, so last thing you have to modify, that was the traction arm. Because you move a little bit the caliper, the traction arm doesn't be aligned properly, so you're gonna have to bend one side to put it a little bit more straight, and after that you have to bend the other side to put it straight with the other fixing. So at the beginning I was thinking, because this rod move a little bit, I was to be good because of this movement, but not. I see pretty fast. I have a tension when I screw the caliper, so you need to do that. You cannot just tight it and just don't care about cracking some part of your caliper. I really like to don't have to modify this part, but I finally realize that's gonna be a must do. So so the last part you have to modify, you can see I put it in my bench caliper, and this rod, it's fucking strong. I was thinking I was a bend easily, but not. I have to hit them with my big 4-pound hammer. So this is it. So last part you have to do. So this is it, guys. Pretty cool project. I really like the look, and I don't try it at this time, but I'm gonna try it probably tomorrow, something like that. So if you like this video, please subscribe. That's gonna change everything for me, and that's got nothing for you. So so this is it. A pretty cool project, and I hope I'm gonna see you in the next videos. So peace, everyone.